The movie is called Nope, but I call it Yep. Okay, I know it's been a while, right? This film came out a little bit ago, but I'm finally gonna go ahead and say my piece on it just because I've actually been going through a lot of busy stuff this last couple weeks. But I'm finally gonna discuss Nope, Jordan Peele's latest film. And don't mind me, it's friggin' hot. So the thing about this film is it begins off with Keke Palmer talking about her great-great-great-grandfather to be the first man to be on film. So it's still speculation on with the name, but this is sort of based on a true story, at least that little fact. A little bit of a history lesson here, but the very first image recorded on film was actually a jockey on a horse, and it was called The Horse in Motion. Now, in the film, the main characters say that is their great-great-great-grandfather, but that's not fully true, but, well, we don't really know who the jockey was. But a lot of internet sleuths would go as far as to say it was Gilbert Dumb. And the reason why this was recorded was because, long story short, people with too much time on their hands and too much money were debating on whether or not when a horse runs or trots, does all its legs come off the ground or does one of the legs stay on the ground at all times. So what they did was they set up multiple cameras along the track and they took pictures and put it side by side. And that would be the catalyst of figuring out film, which gave us cinema today. Oh, and by the way, the result was when a horse trots, it does have all its legs come off the ground sometimes, but all the legs are tucked underneath the horse. Not like the early paintings depicted where when a horse's legs are off the ground, stretched out on the front and the back. But you didn't click on a video to learn about that. You clicked on a video to learn about Nope. And I'll tell you, the film is actually entertaining. I liked it, despite what Logan Paul had to say about it in his rant. Seriously, the man does not get film, and his main complaint is it's too slow. Okay, it's slow because it's building up tension. And he also complains that the main characters are all trying to receive some kind of glory in their discovery. But, yeah, you're a YouTuber. You and your brother do the same exact thing. And I don't want to hear anyone bitch about a movie when they starred in airplane mode. I liked Daniel Kaluuya and Keke Palmer. They really played grown siblings very well. I believed them as siblings. They play the parts of O.J. Haywood and Emerald Haywood. The film does have a lot of suspense, but it's not exactly a horror film in a sense of aliens attack. It's not really sci-fi as much as it's a monster film. A lot of it is actually social commentary based off of the cost of fame, really. So I do like how everything is played off. The creature is a surprise because the trailers make you think one thing, but it's actually another. And also has David Keith, or Keith David. David Keith? Keith David. Keith David. He plays their dad who, well, he passes away in the beginning of the film, and that puts the siblings to work. This is going to be a spoiler coming up, but I'll let you know when that happens. Right now, we're just talking. We're just having a good time, you and I. I liked Steven Yeun's character, being the former child star now running a ranch. By the way, he's the voice of Invincible. And then you have Antler Hoist, played by Michael Winscott. He's one of those cool guys that knows how to hunt. Kind of like something you get from Jaws, you know, the guy that knows about the shark very well. He's that guy in this film. The only character I could not stand was Angel Torres, played by Brandon Perea. It's just, I didn't like him just because he was kind of a mopey, smartass tech guy, but also wanted to be part of the adventure while still remaining mopey. He's one of those characters you hope would die. But yeah, this film actually, it's not a big alien movie like it appears in a trailer. It actually is more of an intense thriller. And there's a scene where it goes back to Steven Yeun's character because he plays a former child star. It shows him in a TV studio, and I think that is the most intense part of the whole entire film, just the pacing, and that was the scariest part. See, horror movies don't typically scare me, but Jordan Peele is really good at building up tension. I was just, alright, you can tell with me if a movie is really good and I'm feeling some kind of tension or anxiety if I'm just gnawing at the popcorn like crazy. And that's exactly what I was doing in that scene. The sets were remarkable and the pacing was right on spot. So let's just kind of cut to the spoiler, alright? So if you haven't seen the movie, I recommend you just hide under your blanket. If you have seen the movie, stick around. And if you haven't seen the movie, but you just want to be spoiled before dinner, stick around. But if you don't want to be spoiled, come back here. Okay, let's get to. So there are a couple things that I kind of question, though. When Keith David, Otis Haywood Sr., dies, it's because things are falling out of the sky and it goes right through him. But the thing is, why wasn't there an investigation? You know, like, that just seems a bit too crazy of a death for anyone. I'm surprised there were no police cars, no investigation. It was just, alright, he's dead. That is the one thing that Logan Paul called out on, and he's actually right on that. If you look at his Twitter, he actually does have a lot of kiss-ass sycophants just agreeing with him. One guy saying he didn't see the movie or read anything he had to say, but he agrees. Like, dude, shut the hell up, you. Like, Logan Paul's not gonna sleep with you, dude. The scene I was talking about that was really intense was the scene where it shows the young child star on the set of his TV show just hiding from a deranged monkey, because this creature in the sky has a way of setting off all the animals, including the horses and the monkeys, to just kind of go crazy, go animalistic, go wild. The monkey just started attacking the whole entire cast except for the young boy. And you can just see the studio audience has cleared out and the cast members are dying left and right. And you got this boy who's just known this monkey, his pal, all those years on set, and the boy is hiding underneath a table with a tablecloth. The monkey's attacking everyone, but then suddenly he stops. Like, it comes to his senses, and he finally sees the little boy and goes up to him, and he even tries to do the whole fist bump thing with the boy, you know, to assure him that everything's gonna be okay, which, if the show's supposed to take place in the 90s, I didn't know they were doing fist bump and explosion hands back then. But as the monkey is slowly reaching for the boy and the boy is reaching for the monkey's hand, you're wondering, like, oh my god, is this tension gonna happen where the monkey's gonna snap and attack the boy again? But no, we were all surprised with a gunshot because the police shot down the monkey. And of course his co-star, his sister, actually does survive, and later in the film we see her with a veil over her face because the monkey ripped up her face, damaged her. Oh, and by the way, a fun little fact, Jordan Peele came up with this idea years ago. He put it out on Twitter in 2014. He talked about how he had a dream. Yeah, his exact Twitter was, dreamt that a baby chimp attacked some people, then ran to me and hugged me all scared. I woke up with tears streaming down my face. Hashtag bruh. And now the boy had grown up and started his own ranch where it's become a show. Now here's the part that kind of gets kind of weird to me, because the alien in the clouds, which been hiding itself in the clouds, it's not really an alien, right? It's a creature. It's actually kind of interesting with this creature because it sucks things up to eat it. And at some point, this former child star must have communicated with this creature to know what it was wanting, because how else was he gonna do a live show out on his ranch expecting this creature to show up? It was like he was offering the creature sacrifices, including his children and his wife and his co-star. And when they get sucked up, that's another intense scene too, because it's like the whole entire process, they're being swallowed, but on the inside of this thing, it looks like it's just a bunch of blankets waving, but it's doing its thing to digest everyone, and that's why there's so much blood splattering and pieces falling from the sky. Keke Palmer's character is actually fun because, yeah, she can be a bit bratty, but she also is very quick-witted as well. And I do like how she ends up working with her brother so they can stop this thing, because what they're wanting to do is they want to like record this and pretty much save the farm by becoming famous, capturing this thing on film, the same way their great-great-great-grandfather made headlines by riding on a horse on film. So much happening with that, and yeah, it can be a bit of a long film, but that's okay. Like I said, it's about pacing. They do have moments where some random TMZ guy on a motorcycle comes along and almost ruins their plans of capturing it on film, but he's just one of those characters that you're rooting would die. So, and that's kind of a requirement in horror films. You want to root for the main characters to live, but then there are the side characters that kind of want killed. You want to die, you know? So, a lot of so's, I'm sorry, it's just hot. At the end, when OJ, that is his name, and they kind of joke on that, when OJ rides the horse to get the attention of this creature, I also love Keke Palmer's role as she, Emerald, that's her name, as she rides on a motorcycle in the same style as Akira. And at the end, they do defeat this creature because it kind of transforms itself into almost Inside Out. Starts swallowing some more things, and it just takes a bunch of balloons to destroy this bastard. But after we see OJ possibly be destroyed off screen, Keke is the one that leads the attack, and she not only defeats the creature, but also she captures its photo. And it was a nice setup too, because it was a camera that was set up on the bottom of a well where kids can take a picture, and she used that because it was shown earlier, and she remembered she photobombed some kids, and she used that picture again to capture the image of this creature. And at the end, when everything's set up, everything settles down, the police show up, and it's just her. She looks over and sees her brother, and it just ends. Do we know if he actually survived, or is this just some kind of hallucination image? We don't know. But I actually did like this film, and I'm sure I'm missing a couple of things because, oh my god, it's so hot. You can tell it's hot because my hair is frizzing out. But you know, that's right. I'm kind of like looking at myself, and I kind of look like a bit of a chubby butcher from The Boys. Again, sorry about the background noise. All right, so let's just go ahead and get those people who didn't want to be spoiled but somehow haven't gone to the movies but yet still willing to click on this to wrap this up, okay? And away we go. Hey there, cowboys and cowgirls, welcome back. To wrap this up, this film was actually incredible. It had great pace. It had some annoying character moments, I'll give you that. Other than that, it was fun to watch. Maybe not the best Jordan Peele movie, but the man's a great director, so if this is his lesser film, I say it's still better than many other films of the genre out there. So I'm gonna go ahead and say this movie is an 8 out of 10. Yes, IMDb and many others are saying 7.5. I'm gonna go ahead and say an 8. Closer to a 7 than a 9. 8 out of 10. The only thing that hindered it was some of the side characters were pretty obnoxious. Like, the good characters made up for it. Anyways, I am gonna get myself a nice ice cold shower and looking forward to doing another review, but really looking forward to doing some more Anthonix Maximus reviews. But for now, thank you for watching Anthonix Maximus Matinee. I'm Anthonix Maximus. And, try not to get sucked up in the sky.